Alright, part 4. Or actually, part 3. How to be a man. You know, I don't know when this is going to end. Last night, I was trying to get some sleep and a couple ideas just popped up into my mind. So we're going to run with it. So, the first thing. Work long and hard. God damn, man. I'm just thinking, because I was trying to record this video earlier and the camera went down. I just don't feel like going through this again. But part of working hard and working long, because the universe has to test my theory, has to test if I really live by what I talk about. Part of working long and hard is doing things that you don't necessarily want to do. Alright, so although I believe that the ultimate goal is for you to be working for yourself, alright, so you can build it, so you can pass on something to your family, I have nothing but respect for my people out there busting their ass, working as hard as they can, taking on a job so they can provide for their family. Alright, if you don't have much of a family and it's just you that you gotta worry about, then you get extra risky. Alright, then you take extra risk. If you're gonna live paycheck to paycheck, let it be because, alright, you taking this extra money and you putting it towards something. You investing in yourself, you investing in your future, a business, stock, whatever it is. You're investing in that as opposed to throwing it away at liabilities. Okay, you can always make time for liabilities, but you gotta prioritize or you'll never actually get around to building something. So we work hard, we work long. A lot of you guys, if you had the opportunity to work for yourself, you would probably work longer hours than you do right now, and you'd be oh so willing. Because let's break it down. If you can work for somebody else, work these long hours for somebody else, you know, waking up when you're extremely tired, you drag yourself out of bed for somebody else to work on somebody else's dream. You surpass your own doubts and the excuses that you have for the sake of getting this check. If you can do that, if you can work in spite of mistreatment, if you can put in some good old work in spite of being mistreated on a job for terrible wages, imagine what you can do for yourself. I mean, you will go all out. That's the hope. A lot of us treat it like it's a vacation. I had to learn very quick. When them bills started getting very tight, I realized like, oh, you mean I'm not gonna be chilling on the beach? What? It's raining? It's raining. Alright, but in all seriousness, we work long, we work hard, even when other people can't see our vision. In fact, you should expect for other people to not see your vision. In fact, you shouldn't even have expectations when it comes to other people, man. You know, alright, so in my last video or something, I think I was just talking about we don't seek validation and all this. We have no expectations when it comes to these other people, alright? And real men have no expectations when it comes to these women, alright? They can flirt with you one day and the next day they have nothing for you. That's okay. You don't own them. You are not entitled to what they have. You are not entitled to what you want from a person, alright? So with that being the case, with that notion being the case, you can go ahead and discard all of these ulterior motives, all these games that you have, because you can do everything right and another man can swoop in and and take her right up off you. You know what I'm saying? It could be somebody she's already dealing with. So you're gonna go ahead and leave those expectations alone. You ain't entitled to nothing. You focus on your own business, and you have to, because we working long, we working hard, all right, and we working smart. All right, we don't choose. We don't pick one or the other. We put it all together. All right, all of it. So the next thing is to be tough. Tough as nails. I mean, Salty Spittoon. What is it? Salty Spittoon? Spittoon off SpongeBob. But when I say tough, again, like I was saying in my other videos, I don't necessarily mean macho, but you got to be able to take some beatings. All right, because they gonna come. Alright, and if you can learn how to not curl up into a ball Every time you face adversity, every time you get placed in a very compromising situation, you can grow. All right, grow stronger, gain wisdom, gain fortitude, credibility. All of these things are for the sake of not only building yourself up to be the best warrior that you can be, and we can stop right there, is that people are going to need you. They don't know it because a lot of them living in la la land until shit hit the fan. And when shit hit the fan, it's too late to say, I smell something. What is it? When you don't get that opportunity, it's just all over you. And then there you go. You're shit. Out of luck. So you got to be tough. Alright? This doesn't mean you throw your heart away. Alright? This doesn't even necessarily mean that you can't lead with your heart. In fact, that's a very tough thing to do, to lead with your heart, understanding that feelings may not be reciprocated, understanding that people may spit on it, step on it, squash it, understanding that people may see that as weakness and go for the attack. Alright? And once you build up a great bit of toughness about yourself, a great deal of grit, then you feel more comfortable. In fact, I will give you more of the go ahead to say, yeah, go ahead, lead with your heart. Yeah, do righteous deeds, be charitable, do all of these things. Until you find a way to build up a fortress around your heart and you decide when and where you're going to dish it out, I'm going to tell you to be a little bit more reserved, because I think you should focus on that. Because if not, life will happen to you, and you'll let life happen to you, and you think that is something wrong with you completely. Alright? You internalize everything. You will internalize all of these things, not really understanding how people can treat you in such a way. So that's my reason for saying all of that. When I have a vision, when I envision what the future will look like, it's people who lead with their hearts, and they lead with honesty, and they have this toughness about them that's reserved for whatever it's reserved for. It's not put up as a defense mechanism where it isn't needed. It's not put up to bully people. It's there to defend people against bullies. It is there to defend yourself when it is most needed. Okay? Alright. So the next thing, depend on yourself. Actually, it's okay to depend on other people, but when it all falls apart, who you gonna rely on, man? Who you gonna rely on? Besides the fact that you can wear out your welcome relatively fast, you can't always count for people to be there for you. Now, and to my point about entitlement, you get people doing something for you long enough, you start to expect it. You start to assign that job to them unofficially. It's like, why are you not doing this for me? Why are you not doing this for me? I'll tell you why. Because they ain't your slave. They ain't your employees. I don't care if they're your children. I don't care if they're your parents. I don't care if they're your wife, husband, whatever it is. They don't owe you anything. You owe yourself everything. You have nobody to blame but everybody to thank. Alright? But more importantly, you have nobody to blame but yourself. You take it upon yourself. If you don't like your circumstances, you take it in your own hands. Alright? If you don't have the team that you want, well, you just start where you are. The team will come. You start attracting people. Show people what you got. Alright? Audition for them, whatever it is. But you gotta put in the groundwork. You have to lay down the foundation. Okay? Something like this. Something as simple as this YouTube channel. None of you guys would have found me had I just been sitting around waiting for somebody to put me on their videos. Or just waiting for somebody to work with me so we can get our own setup going. Come on with the camera. Come on with this. But a lot of you guys, man, you are waiting. I made a video on start where you are with what you have. A lot of you guys are sitting around waiting for that perfect person to come into your life, perfect equipment to come in your life to take action. You ain't gonna do shit. You ain't gonna do it. You don't want it bad enough. Alright? So you depend on yourself. Alright, if you don't know, then you go find out. Alright, you got this in your hand, don't you? Alright, you got this goddamn phone. Alright, full of wealth. It's called a smartphone, and I just gotta agree. Look how much wealth is in this thing, man. That's why when people pay top dollar to get the iPhone 11, I'm clowning them. I'm laughing at them, bruh. If you can get, I mean, this not a track phone. This did cost me $400, but it's everything, pretty much everything that I want. It's very durable. You got all the features that I need. It's not an iPhone. I'm alright with that. But if you can get a phone like this, or one of the a track phone, because they have smartphones that are like track phones also, whatever it is. If you can get that, you have everything in your hands. So somebody could have the $1,500 iPhone 11 clowning you on their way to work, on their way to the bus. Nothing wrong with that. And you could have one of them cricket phones, just making money on it, bro. People so caught up in all this flashiness. Oh yeah, new iPhone 11. What? Cricket, you look like broke. You look like real broke, don't you? See, people priorities all messed up, boy. When you rely on yourself, sometimes you gotta make those sacrifices. And in fact, I could be a cajillionaire and I could not justify paying $1,500 for an iPhone. That bitch better come with a jerk off feature, alright? A blowjob feature or something. I'm not paying top dollar for an iPhone to do what it's been doing. Like, come on now, I get an iPhone 6 for all that, iPhone 5. God damn, y'all press as hell for your pictures to be 2 megapixels better. Oh, and wait, come back next year, that iPhone 12 is gonna be 3 megapixels better. Even though they could have been did that. They just slowly just herding you along. Alright, but that's not what this is about. I gotta make fun of you. Like, you never really hear me mock people, but I gotta do it right now, man. Come on, man. Y'all some fools. Y'all some fools, man. Go ahead, take that extra, buddy. The $1,200, extra. Go ahead and get a, one of these. This is a Kia Sarah. This thing durable. It's waterproof. I be talking underwater when I'm swimming with the dolphins. With the money that I saved, I pay a dolphin to swim with me. You know what I'm saying? And get work done and make money on this phone and create content on this phone. Alright, I do everything on this phone. I can write my books on this phone with my voice, man. This is serious business. And this is what I mean. There's a reason why I brought this up. It's because everybody waiting for this perfect equipment to come around to get the job done, to get started. Look where I'm starting. If I had a cricket, I'll start with one of those crickets. I do not care. Alright? So it's all about what you use your resources for. So when we talk about depending on yourself, you use your resources. That's why I put out a lot of this content, to show you all of the free resources that are readily available to you. And I barely got started. I'm talking about all these things that are within, which you can't discredit, can't discount. But I didn't even start speaking on too much of the physical things, although I have. But how much do I need to speak on? Alright, you got a smartphone, you got some wealth in your hand. Alright, this is a big ass library in your hand. Speaking of library, you got the library. Go to the library. Oh my god, go to the library. Alright, free books. And if you want to buy books, what they 50 cents, $1, $2? Come on now, don't play with me. Do not. So you got to depend on yourself. Alright, so I'm going to try to remember these last 2 things. But the next thing, always hunting. Alright, so I'm not big on game hunting, hunting deer or anything like that. Hunting fish, I could probably get more so behind it. Going fishing. But always hunting. And once you get to a destination, you're not necessarily looking to celebrate. You looking, okay, what's next? Alright, because we understand, as I said in one of my videos, that the tides turn. Things change. You don't want to get too stagnant. You don't want to get too comfortable. Now, obviously, there's going to be a point that you will reach in your life if you are successful, if you are making the sacrifices, putting in the necessary work, there is going to be a time in your life where it won't hurt you to relax a little bit. Take it all in. Even go on a vacation, have some fun, chase nostalgia, eat ice cream. Look your kids in the eyes, hey, all those things. And I'm all right with that, because again, it's all about happiness. All right, all about happiness. But if you're too close for comfort, you got to keep grinding. All right, so I like to talk about running through the finish line. When I was in football, the coach would say, run through the finish line, don't stop at it. Do that. Not only do you run through the finish line, but once you run through the finish line, you just keep looking for more. All right, more things to do. All right, and so just stay on the hunt. It'll keep you motivated. And this is why I'm a big fan of falling in love with the hunt, because the results do move us, and I understand that. But when the results seem too far away, then we have to rely on something else. And learning to love the process really brings it all together for you. Because we got to understand how fast time goes by. And you saying, oh, I can't wait until the new year. I can't wait till May. I can't wait till my birthday. I can't wait till I'm 28. Whatever it is. Basically, what you're doing is just skipping over everything that's happening in between, just kind of existing. Not in a good way. You just kind of like breezing through life. Not being conscious. Just kind of skating through, when you should be paying attention to everything. You should be conscious. Should be looking for those little lessons and messages and opportunities to take advantage of. A man's got to be an opportunist. Alright, that doesn't necessarily mean take advantage of people, but of situations. Alright, situations where you can come up, where you can make a difference, where you can force an advancement. When an opportunity to take matters into your own hands. That's what we looking for. Alright. So we fall in love with the hunt. So you gotta really love what you do. You gotta find a way to love what you do. Learn to love what you do. See, and a lot of us, we can't get there because we chase the money. We chase. That's the end goal, is the money. But if you were to chase something that you were more so, or pursue something that you were more so interested in, even somewhat interested in, you can find a way to love that, find a way to monetize that, find a way to build your life around it. Alright, so it may require a paradigm shift. It may require you to take everything that you've ever known and flip it on its head, make a 180, to go for something else, to go for more. Alright, and the final thing, which is completely optional, but I recommend it because it's what I'm doing: boost your testosterone so you can do manly things. So you can do real, you boost your testosterone through exercising, but to also make your exercises more, I don't want to say enjoyable, but not even tolerable, so you can push through, so you can run through that finish line. So I put out a video on how to boost testosterone. Look it up if you kind of want me to go into detail. I'll be all over the place. But we boost our testosterone through semen retention. Obviously, it's a semen retention journal. Let me go ahead and mention that. Semen retention. Intermittent fasting. Cold showers. Exercise. Having some good old sex, which is kind of, that's kind of exercise in itself, but you get to practice the edging technique. Take yourself to the edge and you spike. You get to live there for a little bit, have a nice come down because you don't ejaculate. So if you were to ejaculate, you would have a spike in testosterone. It would go down rapidly. I think it's more of a slower thing as it starts to balance out and plateau. But it's amazing how you can go from doing that to working out, being and putting yourself, when you got a lot of testosterone, because I made this video that you should all check out. It's a recent one speaking on like spiritual practices that you can do to really get yourself away from anxiety, depression, and all those things. But when you got a certain level of testosterone in you, it just doesn't make room for fear. It doesn't make room for anxiety. In fact, it's interesting that I mentioned both of those things, because it doesn't make much room. All right, so it's like the fear that you do fear, the testosterone wants you to lean into it. So you may be a little bit intimidated by a person, but when your testosterone level is at a certain thing, you might lean into it. You're like, you know what? I ain't gonna start nothing, but I'm gonna dare this person to try something with me. All right, because you walking this walk, you talking this talk. Let's see what you're gonna do to me then. You know what I'm saying? Just that's an example. All right. I would more so like to apply it to life. You worry about the bills, you worry about the hustle, you worry about your boss or whatever. When you got your testosterone going for you, you're like, okay. Instead of saying something like, okay, all right, life, hit me, give me what you got. Which I respect that. Instead of that, you're like, I'm coming at you, life. Or let me give you a juxtaposition. So instead of saying, oh well, this is fear right here. Damn, man, my boss probably gonna lay it on hard, man. He's a ass. He all up. Instead of being like that, man, you go to work or whatever it is, and you're like, man, you know what, man, give me extra. Is that all? Come on, man. Let's just dive right into it. Don't sit around and ask, waiting for him to tell you what you need to do. Don't even ask. Just start doing something. Especially when you've been there long enough, just start knocking shit out. Just be an animal about it. Everything that you do. When I'm doing this, I feel like I'm Denzel Watt. Everything that you do, you need to put that extra bit of oomph into it. All right, make your presence known. All right, a lot of us, we go into these places, we don't want to be seen. I understand it. You don't want people all up in your business, all of these things. But if you're going to do something, don't half-ass it. That's all I'm saying. All right. So get your testosterone levels up, along with all these other things, and apply yourself. Insert your dominance. Insert yourself into this world. This is how you're going to make a difference. A lot of the advice that I give you in videos like this and all my other videos are very contrarian-esque. So it's basically like, okay, what are most people doing? Is that working? I don't think so. Well, let me do the opposite of that, okay? So in any given event where you can see what people are doing and it's just not working to the fullest potential, try something else. Alright? You don't need to try what they're doing to see if it works. It's proof right there. Alright? You gotta take it upon yourself to be a guinea pig and try other things. That's why I'm giving you all of this advice. I don't know if it's new to you or whatever, but I mean, some of you guys have been responding as if it's your first time hearing it. But what I think it is because a lot of people, they pass on these things that they learned from that they heard about or read about or whatever, and I'm kind of okay with that. Like my man Tyrell said, who emailed me. If you want to email me, milonowhere@gmail.com. He was just saying that he think that a lot of people just Google it to pass on information. But I live this, so I can pass it on to you. Alright? So it doesn't matter if you think I'm a tough guy. I'm a sweetheart, really. It doesn't matter if you think I'm a tough guy. It doesn't matter if you look at these other macho guys and you say, oh, I can never be like that. It's okay, baby. A real man stays true to who he is at his core. He builds around it. All right, you discernment. You think if you don't apply everything that I said, I'm not gonna call you a man? Look, we can stop the conversation with what I said in the last video, I believe. Live by a code. You gotta live by a code, man. Honor your code. Honor the people in your life. Don't do any fucked up shit. Don't do any, don't do any deceptive things. Don't try to take shortcuts at the expense of others. Don't try to take shortcuts at all. All right. It'd be nice if we can get to a place as fast as possible, but that's not always the case. Always do your best. Always grind as hard as you possibly can. I'm saying all this because I don't know if there's going to be a part 4. Side note, part 10 is coming out tomorrow. All right, but I'm gonna talk to you all soon. I hope you got some value out of this. Take care, folks. Oh yeah, and like and subscribe, man. We trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That's my for Christmas. I want 1,000 subscribers. All right, you gonna help me get there. All right. I ain't selling you nothing. Yeah, I got things for sale. Yeah, I got books. You can buy them all you want. But all I want is for my team right here. I'm no better than you. I'm not above you or anything like that. But you are my team. Help me to get to where I need to go. And I'm going to help you, your family, your children, everybody get to where they need to go. Alright? When I think about people who should be ruling this world, people who look like me. Not necessarily my hue. Not necessarily my dark skin. Yeah, I'm with it. I'll celebrate that. But people who lead by way of giving, by way of exhausting every bit of resource to ensure that other people can have what they need. Alright? Information is meant to be shared. I share this with you all because, you all have rallied behind me. You've all, have shown me in many ways that you believe in what I'm talking about. That means I've given you guys some value. And that's what I'm all about. I'm not going to switch up on you. Yes, I'm going to sell products. All right. I'm going to sell products, but I'm not going to withhold any of my truths. All right. Even if I started doing it right now, look at all of my videos, man. I laid it all out on the line. Final note. A man's got to lay it all out on the line. There's this book called Die Empty. I forgot the author, but I love it. So in this life, you want to spill out all of your guts, all of your intestines, all of your blood, not your semen. And you want to die empty. You want to be on that deathbed with no regrets. Alright? Best wishes, man.